I never knew silence could be that deafening. The soft clinking of cutlery, the faint hum of conversation, the low music from the restaurant speakers, all of it blurred into a distant roar the moment her words sliced through the air like a blade. "You know," she said lightly, with a careless laugh and a tilt of her head, "sometimes I wonder if I settled too soon." Her wine glass paused halfway to her lips, her hair falling over one shoulder in that familiar, effortless way that used to make me smile. Around us, our friends laughed awkwardly, some amused, some clearly uncomfortable. But I didn't laugh. I just stared at her. My fork hung in midair, the roast chicken on my plate turning cold as her words echoed through my skull. Settled too soon. We'd been married 9 years. 9 years of shared rent debts, road trips, arguments, Sunday mornings, and side jokes. 9 years of building something I thought was a future. And now, in front of our friends, she was wondering if she had made a mistake choosing me. I didn't ask what she meant. I didn't argue. I didn't give her the satisfaction of a scene. Instead, I placed my napkin carefully on the table, pushed back my chair, and walked out into the night. The cold air hit me hard, sharp against my skin, but the fire in my chest burned hotter. I walked without direction, past glowing storefronts and laughing couples holding hands, until I found myself standing by the river. The water shimmered under the streetlights, calm and indifferent, as if mocking the chaos boiling inside me. I wanted to tell myself it was just a joke, a careless, wine-fueled slip. But deep down I knew better. That remark wasn't born from humor. It carried truth, the kind that slips out when someone's mask starts to crack. And truth had been leaking out in small, quiet moments for months. The late nights that stretched longer than they should have. The quick, guilty way she'd lock her phone screen when I walked into the room. The sudden attention to her looks before team drinks. I had noticed every detail, but I'd chosen to ignore them, told myself I was imagining things, that I was paranoid. But tonight, that illusion shattered. When I finally went home, the house was dark. Her car wasn't in the driveway. I sat on the couch for hours, scrolling through my phone, not reading a word. At 1:13 a.m., headlights swept across the curtains. She walked in smelling of perfume and whiskey, her heels clattering against the tiles. "Why'd you leave like that?" she asked, tossing her purse on the counter. "You embarrass me." I let out a short, bitter laugh. "I embarrassed you?" She blinked, feigning innocence. "It was a joke, Mark. Everyone was laughing." "No," I said quietly. "They were laughing because they don't know what I know." That got her attention. Her brows furrowed, her posture stiffened. "What are you talking about?" I looked at her, and for a moment, the words nearly spilled out, the accusations, the anger, everything I'd been swallowing for months. But I didn't have proof, just suspicions and a burning gut feeling. So I said nothing. I stood up, walked past her, and closed the bedroom door behind me. Over the next week, I became a stranger to myself, a quiet investigator living inside my own marriage. I went through phone bills, credit card statements, and social media tags from her team nights. And then, on a Thursday afternoon, I found it, an email, deleted but not permanently, sitting in her trash folder like a forgotten confession. "Last night was amazing. I can still taste you. Can't wait for the conference next month." My stomach twisted. The sender's name was Daniel Reeves, her department head. I remembered him from the office Christmas party. The way his eyes lingered on her, the smug grin, the overly familiar compliments. My hands trembled as I stared at the screen. Then I forwarded the message to my private email, closed her laptop, and sat there until my pulse slowed. I thought I'd confront her that night. God knows I rehearsed it in my head 100 times. The yelling, the tears, the broken glass of truth. But when she came home, humming softly as she kicked off her heels, I didn't speak. I just watched her pour herself a glass of wine, watched her smile at her phone, watched her carry on as if nothing had changed. It wasn't just a betrayal that hollowed me out, it was her ease. The way she lived inside this lie so comfortably, while I was drowning in the truth. So I waited, and I planned. A week later, she suggested dinner. Just the two of us this time. "I feel like we've been distant," she said sweetly, brushing her fingers against my arm. Let's fix that. We went back to the same restaurant, the same table. The irony almost made me laugh. She ordered wine. I ordered water. Halfway through the meal, she leaned forward, her eyes soft. Mark, are you happy with us? I studied her face. The familiar smile, the soft tone, the false warmth. Somewhere beneath all that polish was a woman I once loved. But this one sitting across from me was someone else entirely. Someone with secrets under her skin. Are you? I asked. She smiled faintly. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? In that moment, I wanted to slam my fist against the table, shove her phone in front of her, and scream, because you're sleeping with your boss, Claire. But I didn't. I just nodded, finished my water, and let her talk. The next morning, I met with a lawyer. We went over everything. Property division, joint accounts, what kind of proof I'd need. He told me to stay calm, keep quiet, and gather evidence. So that's exactly what I did. For 3 more weeks, I played my role flawlessly. I kissed her on the cheek when she left for her meetings. I cooked dinner. I mowed the lawn. I smiled, all while building my exit. It all came to a head at another dinner party with our same group of friends. Same laughter, same fake charm. And then she said it again. I just wonder sometimes if I settled too soon. Only this time, there was no hesitation, no playful tone, just a hint of truth sharpened by the wine in her glass. Something inside me shut off. I didn't argue, didn't respond. I simply stood, placed my napkin on the table, and walked out once more. But this time, I didn't go home. That night, she called 17 times. Texted 5. Where are you? You're being childish. Mark, please. Let's talk. I didn't answer. Instead, I emailed her the forwarded message, the one from Daniel. No words, just a subject line. I know. 2 hours later, she was at my brother's house, mascara streaking her face, desperation in her voice. Mark, please, she whispered. It's not what you think. Then tell me what it is, I said, my voice cold. She hesitated, her lips trembling. It was a mistake. It meant nothing. I shook my head slowly. You humiliated me in front of our friends. You mocked our marriage. And you call it nothing? Tears spilled down her cheeks. I was lonely, she said softly. You were always working, always tired. Stop, I cut in. You made a choice, and now I'm making mine. The divorce went through quietly. No drama, no public shaming. I didn't tell her friends why. I didn't destroy her reputation, though part of me wanted to. But karma doesn't need an audience. She lost the promotion she'd been chasing when HR received the anonymous copy of that email. She kept the apartment. I kept my dignity. It's strange how betrayal doesn't always explode. It seeps, slowly, quietly, like poison in your veins, until one day you realize you're no longer the same person you were.